If you were a warlord or a despot, or even a corporate executive tempted to run roughshod over the rights of people, what might stop you? Videre wants you to worry that your actions may be recorded and brought to light.
The vision is that no human rights violation goes unseen. We are the commander of human rights. We are the ones that will go in front of the camp, give the intel back to the battalions that will be Human Rights Watch, Amnesty, that need this ammunition, all this information to be able to do their work. And then we have a better chance to fix this world.
This is the militia training.
Yeah.
So I'll take it from the start. I was born in Israel. I grew up in a notion that everything that we're doing is right, that the land of Israel belongs to us. I joined the Israeli army when I was 18, and I spent a lot of time in the West Bank. And this was the first time that I realized that I actually had no idea what's happening there. It was amazing and shocking to me to understand what we're doing in the West Bank. You know, checkpoint in the middle of cities, raiding houses in the middle of the night, scaring, kids. It took me a while, but eventually I decided I'm not going to serve in the West Bank, and I refused to do it anymore. And I found myself in jail. But in jail I had time really to think about what I saw, what I didn't know. And it struck me the power of information and how important it is to get accurate information from places that we don't getting. And in the West Bank, the voice of the Palestinian was missing. And then I thought, we should give people that are suffering the ability to document their reality. Let's give the people the ability to tell their stories. And quite fast, we start getting amazing images of how life looked from their perspective.
These pictures shock Israel. A Palestinian is blindfolded and handcuffed, and then shot in the foot with a rubber bullet.
It's changed the equation. It's really give the first time the people that had no voice to take part of the discussion about them and protect their rights. And then I thought, why not doing the same thing overtly? We want to scale up this idea across all the projects that we are running. We're starting with the research, and the research is to understand which images are missing, to tell the story and to expose what's happening, who are the people in location on the place that can really take these images, and who are the one that needs to get these images. I'm calling it the Holy Trinity. Which images, who can take it, who should get it. If you've thought this through, you're in the right path to create a real change.
Our elections have always been violent. Militiamen from the ruling party will be setting up bases where villagers and communities will be rounded up, and then they would be beaten, they will be killed, they will be intimidated. There was a lot of violence.
You press and hold until it becomes red.
To see them in those clips talking about killing 1 million people, one of them would say, we can kill you with impunity. When those things appeared on media channels, it shook them. It shook their confidence. Because now they had this feeling which they had not had before, that they are being watched. Somebody's recording, and it's going to come out somewhere. The work we did, the exposure we did of the films contributed to the great reduction of political violence.
Videre has deployed 592 human rights activists to collect evidence of violations from places others can't or won't go. Their content has been published more than 500 times in 140 media outlets across the globe.
I'm saying all the time, when you're standing in front of somebody that is much stronger than you, much more armed than you, and you have one go, one shot, and you have to build a project to make him fall, you need to find out how you're going to kick his balls or his knees as hard as you can get, and then he will fall. And then let the other continue the catalytic process that we started.
From Videre, Oren Yakobovich.
In this happy moment, I would like to share with you what was probably the most scariest moment in my life. I was terrified, and I was in scary situations before. I was in battles when bullets were whistling around my ears, but the moment I want to share with you was much more scary and terrified than the others. This moment was when I was standing in front of my commander in the army, a person I fought side by side with, and told him that I refused his order, that I was not going to go to another mission in the occupied Palestinian territories. But it was not just standing in front of him. It was standing in front of my family, my community, my country. It was standing in front of my past, my history, and everything I thought to believe in, and saying something is wrong. You are wrong. I will not be part of this ongoing human rights violation. Almost at the same moment, a new notion took over me. I felt light and relief like never before. This crystal clear moment when you meet your true self, when all the shades are gone and the dust is clear and you know that you made the right decision. It is an amazing feeling. This feeling stayed with me in this long and sometimes exhausting fight for human rights. To win the fight and eventually win the war, we at Videre decided to work with the most remote communities and with people that their voice are not heard, and give them the power to change the status quo. Be it a woman that is trafficked, a villager that's suffering in the hands of the militia, or a member of minority group that is under attack. We give them the ability to tell the story, and we make sure that their voices is heard. We are creating the change, and we won't let go until we see the change happen. So perpetrator, corrupted policeman, abuser, we are on our way to get you. With the right images, at the right hand, at the right time, justice will be served. Thank you.